Hey, what's going on there, guys? Nick here from Absolute MTG, and today we're going to be opening up another one of the intro packs for Theros. So the one that we have here today is Favors from Nyx. So it's a white and black intro pack deck here. So it comes with a 60-card built deck that's ready to play, and you guys also get some inserts on how to play Magic the Gathering if you're very brand new to it. And you also get 2 booster packs that we are going to crack open. We're going to take a look at what cards we have, and we'll see if we can replace anything from this intro pack and make it better with those with those booster packs. So, like I mentioned in the last intro pack that I did for Theros, it's been a while since I've done them. Back when I opened them up on the channel for Dark Ascension, they only had 1 booster pack that came as an extra, so they definitely changed that, and they changed it for the better. I think it was M13 that they changed it, where they were now doing 2 booster packs and intro packs. But people wanted to see these, so I decided to go ahead and start filming them to show players what you get inside of these intro packs, and just kind of get an idea of how you would go about improving on them from there once you already take a look at it and once you have your booster packs open. The deck list for the intro pack, the stock deck list, is going to be in the description. Alright, so we have the 2 inserts here for Theros and for how to play Magic the Gathering. The Theros one has the deck lists of each and every one of the intro packs, which you guys can just find online if you're curious as to what all of the intro packs include. But for the most part, it just talks about Theros and whatnot, the flavor of Theros. So we have our deck here. We're going to take a look at it. So we have Celestial Archon. It's our foil rare. It's a 4/4 for 5. And it's a flying first strike creature, and it can also be bestowed, so you can use it as like an enchantment instead of just a creature. So with the bestow, it's going to be 5 mana, 5 generic mana and 2 white, and you get to attach it like an aura spell to a creature. So enchanted creature gets +4/+4 and it has flying and first strike, which is really awesome. So we have the Celestial Archon, we have the Hopeful Eidolon. We have 2 of those. We have Yoked Ox. We have a Traveling Philosopher ×2. Baleful Eidolon. We have Auramancer, Lagonna-Band Elders, 2 of those. We have Observant Alseid. We have Scholar of Athreos, Banisher Priest, Heliod's Emissary. We have 2 of those. Pillarfield Ox, Blightcaster, Cavern Lampad, Erebos' Emissary, Sentry of the Underworld, Minotaur Abomination, and then we have our basic plains and our basic swamps. Then we have 2 Last Breath, Ordeal of Heliod, Pacifism, Doomblade, Ordeal of Erebos ×2, Pharika Cure. Another one. We have Gift of Immortality. So it's the other rare that we get inside of here. So when we enchant a creature, and when the enchanted creature dies, we return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control, and we return Gift of Immortality to the battlefield attached to that creature at the beginning of the next end step, making things really hard for our opponent to be able to get rid of our creatures. So we have a Ray of Dissolution, and we have 2 Vanquish the Foul. So now, having looked at the deck list, let's take a look at the booster packs and see if we can pull anything out of here that will help us. So we're playing black-white, and that's what we're going to be looking out for. Really cool black-white cards. So we have Cavalry Pegasus, we have Citizen Griffin, we have Vaporkin, Portent of Betrayal, Commune with the Gods, Return Phalanx, Lagonna-Band Elder, definitely something that we could use. Lost in the Labyrinth, another Cure, Destructive Revelry, Artisan's Sorrow, we have a Flamespeaker Adept, and Hero's Downfall, definitely playable for us. Another on-color rare. So destroy target creature or planeswalker for 3 at an instant speed. And we have a foil Scholar of Athreos. Nice. Definitely cool. And then we have a golem token. So the 4 of these are going to be usable, ultimately. And let's see, we have Viper's Kiss, we have Lightning Strike, Fairies Band Centaurs, Citizen Griffin, Disciple of Phoenix, so that could possibly be playable for us. Another Cure, Rage of Perforos, Feral Invocation, Return Centaur, Hopeful Eidolon, definitely something we already have, so we can just add on more of those. Ordeal of Thassa, Warrior's Lesson, we have Cutthroat Maneuver, playable as well. And we have Master of Waves. Nice, it's a mythic. So 2/1 for 4, protection from red. Elemental creatures you control get +1/+1. And whenever it enters the battlefield, put a number of 1/0 blue elemental creature tokens onto the battlefield equal to your devotion to blue. Not playable in this deck, but definitely really cool. So we have the Master of Waves that we'll put off to the side. Cutthroat Maneuver is really cool. This Return Centaur really doesn't do a whole lot for us in this deck, and Viper's Kiss doesn't do a whole lot either. But it's definitely, we definitely have some cards that we can use here towards building this deck and improving things. So, we are somewhat heavy on black in this deck. They already started us off with, what was it, 1 cure or 2 cures? I don't remember now. 2 cures. So it's somewhat removal. It's smaller scale removal, but it's definitely pretty good. Vanquish is pretty expensive. I'm not too particular about Vanquish the Foul. It's really good when you get that mana, but it's a little bit slow. Let's see what we can do. So if we're trying to play the slower game, Scholar is pretty awesome for us. What can we take out? So, I would probably go for like the Pillarfield Ox more than anything. The Pillarfield Ox is just a plain 2/4 for 4, and our Scholar is going to be a 1/4 for 3. So you get the same toughness out of it, a little bit less power, but the ability is probably what we like the most out of the Scholar. So we have 2 of these now in our deck. For the Eidolon, we may or may not play it. It plays into Blightcaster, which is definitely cool. However, it's not really the biggest thing to have. I would probably go and take out Ray. Whenever it comes to playing Magic, like having a sideboard and being able to use it between games played, a 15-card sideboard is definitely nice, and Ray of Dissolution is something that I would keep in the sideboard because it's not gonna be relevant every single time in every single game that you may play in Magic. So whenever you play against decks that are running artifacts and enchantments that you want to destroy, then you want to go into like Game 2, Game 3 whenever you're playing a match, and side it in, take something out of the main board and put this in and do a replacement. So I would take out the Ray first to go and add something like, I don't know, I'd probably add the Band Elder in first, just so we get another copy of that. So now we have 3 of those. Cutthroat Maneuver may or may not be played. Like, it's not really necessary. I think Hero's Downfall over anything would probably replace one of the Vanquish. Vanquish is just a little bit slow. Hero's Downfall, of course, is just amazing. It's a really fast removal card that we can have in our deck, so that'll definitely get played. We have the Ordeals. Last Breath is probably fine. It's a little bit narrow, but it's still not bad. We could still keep that. Disciple is something that I would like to try to put in here, though, because we do still have a somewhat decent devotion to black going on for us in this deck. So maybe, what will we take out? Maybe the Yoked Ox. The Yoked Ox will help us in the long run for like blocking a lot of stuff, but if we're playing up against aggressive decks, we can put it in our sideboard and it can be something that we can use in matchups where our opponent's trying to be really aggressive. So we can take that out and we can add in like the Disciple. So the Disciple would go where it's 4 mana. So it would go somewhere around here. So we already have, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 potential mana symbols that would be in our deck for black, so that's pretty alright. We can at least hit something that our opponent has and force them to discard it, which is not bad at all. For cards like Last Breath, we may go for like the Cure. We may put the Cure in over that, or we could just keep the Last Breath and keep the Cure in the sideboard, but it just really depends on what we end up playing against. Sometimes like the Cure may be better than the Last Breath, sometimes the Last Breath may be better than the Cure, so I think for the sake of the deck we can just keep Last Breath, and like our sideboard would be something like 2 Cure, Yoked Ox, Ray of Dissolution just to start things off, and from there you guys can go and put together more cards that would be appropriate, or what you think would be good for like substituting between games. Cutthroat Maneuver would be good as well if you're trying to play against an opponent that is using a lot of damage doing spells, like a lot of like haste creatures and anything that's going to try and drain you out of life really quick. So Cutthroat Maneuver might be something to consider as well. The Eidolon may or may not be played. It's another enchantment creature that plays into Bane Elder, which is kind of cool, and it plays off of Blightcaster as well, but it's not really necessary in this deck. But that pretty much wraps up our intro pack here. A little bit of improvement on the deck list and the talk about like sideboard cards and that. So the rares that we pulled were Celestial Archon. We had the Hero's Downfall, Gift of Immortality, and then we also have our Master of Waves that we pulled out of our booster pack. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and check out the links and whatnot in the description down below. And until next time guys, peace out.